sak nan Panse'w. Merci parce que vous pas jamais raté rendez-vous hebdomadaire ça. Sak nan Panse'w podcast disponible sur toute podcast plateforme yo. Abonnez à la chaîne YouTube nous pour regarder toutes les vidéos. L'heure fini, partagez la avec vos amis. Merci.
Bienvenue, welcome à Sak nan Panse'w podcast avec J.O. Poet et Nixon Boa. Nous nous merci d'avance de ce que vous prêtez aux oreilles pour qu'attendre regarder nous. Nous welcome each and every listeners of ours. Nikki, pardon pas ça qu'a fait, bro.
Nous en forme. C'est toujours un contentement, un plaisir pour nous là chaque temps laisse arriver pour nous venir by Sak nan Panse'w nous et bon même ça qu'a fait.
Nous en forme, man. Nous en forme, bro. As you can see, we have a beautiful guest with us today. So man, it's an honor to have her. It's Cathy Raymonvil. She's a boss lady. She's a business owner. She's a dynamic woman in a sense. So I'm not gonna say enough. I'm gonna let her introduce herself so she can add more to it. So Cathy, welcome, man. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I really appreciate you guys reaching out and having me on. I feel really blessed, and I hope that all our listeners will be blessed as well. Cathy Raymonvil. I am a cosmetologist / trichologist. Moi spécialisée dans cheveux, dans scalp, potette, nan cheveux, style cheveux, and me détraiter moun ki gen problème nan potette yo or moun ki gen problème nan cheveux, ki gen cheveux, like disorders nan tête yo.
That's awesome. And I think you mentioned something about trichologists.
Yes.
It's a word that we're not familiar with.
Right.
Communauté haïtienne, quand ça trichologist là,
Ça veut dire, well, trichologists sont moun qui étudie potette ensemble avec cheveux. When it comes to that, c'est un coup pas seul just peint tête ou bien faire cheveux pousser ou bien, style cheveux. It's more of gen des maladies tête la ka gen, potette la ka gen ou bien cheveux la ka gen. So moi-même spécialisée dans traiter maladie ça. Moi même dit mot maladie, but technically c'est ça.
C'est ça. Si cheveux va tomber là ça au tête ou
right, moun ki gen cheveux ka ple de cassé, moun ki toujours gen et comment on dit ça cap dans tête, moun ki tok ou gen on say de bay cap monter dans potette yo, en anglais nous dit disorder, mais low translately is like maladie. It sound real bad.
Maladie dans potette là, pas vrai Nikki?
Oui. Dans potette ou bien dans cheveux.
That's awesome, man. I know you mentioned dans software. Avant to know deep into it before we go a little bit deeper into like what you do and things of that nature. Why don't you give the listeners a little bit more background of your personal background? I would say where you from, things in that nature, a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a single mom of 2 daughters. Moi sorti Hollywood, Florida. I'm 36 in Florida. Of course, Haitien moye, mama kwa say Haitien. I've been, I don't know, like pushing myself to do more with myself. My l'école, I have, of course, my certification in the trichology. I work for the school board of Broward County. M'te fait ça pour 10 ans avant de décider pour me travailler pour tête moi. What else? I don't know.
Nah, it's a lot, man.
That's too much.
It's too much.
I love it. That show that you are the dynamic woman that we kind of brought up to, a boss lady, person that making change in the community. That's awesome, man. Nikki, bro, what you think about that?
Man, like we said, that's a lot. Vraiment senti nous honorés pour nous gagner un monde tant court dans podcast là parce que nous partis pour nous apprendre un peu de bagages soya. But one thing you just mentioned, you said, of course, I'm Haitian. Like I see your style when you're saying it, like you're so proud of it.
I am.
Yeah,
That's
I
one
know.
thing. Gen de moun ki wem, yo ba pense se Haitien ye, especially le ma pale. They're like, say sometimes when they're trying to speak English to me, mwen se Haitien yo ye, so m just komanse pale kreol ansama ave yo. And you sezi yo mande, oh, Haitien yo ye? You know, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I am proud because my father, Papa, instilled my heritage into me depuis lem te timoun. So depuis lem timoun te toujou reme kilti Haitien. So that's one thing. It'll never come out of me. Like I will never ever disown my Haitian heritage.
It runs deep through your blood. That's it.
That's right. It does.
Shout out to Grandpa. He did a good
That's
job.
right.
Oh yeah.
But c'est next série qui vient là, nous pourrons focus sur question travail papa dans la communauté. So ça c'est un bel exemple. Je dis, that's very great. I was going to ask you, how do you relate to Haiti?
How do I relate to Haiti?
Yeah.
How do I relate to Haiti? My lifestyle, the culture. I never deter away from my culture. The way my parents raised me. And, you know, I just try to keep that culture in me. And being helpful as well. Haitian, we're very helpful people. You're toujours the Haitian, sometimes they're very mean or, you know, but honestly, deep down inside, Haitians are very, very good people. They're very nice. They love one another. They look out for each other. They're very family oriented. Si nou gen manje, tout moun nan kati ap manje. They know ki kay pou yo ale pou yo pou manje parce que madan tel te fait manger. Yun di lot they go and you know what I mean? I love that. I love that.
What you're saying is verité.
It is. Yeah. It is. I love that. And I'm a person who I like to host and entertain people as well. Any little chance I get, you know, I'll host something to entertain others, to help others. But we can go down later in that because that's a future goal of mine. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah. You know, one of the reasons we're doing this business series, and it is more to inspire others to kind of like don't sit on their talents, on the gifts and that God have put within them. And we believe everyone, no tout monde capacity to create, to build. Everyone has that capacity within them. I would ask though, when did you growing up, then you discover that you have the talent for doing hair? You know, when did and how did you went about in cultivating like along the way, cultivating that talent that you have and doing hair?
Funny story. I have an older sister and l'elte sot Haiti, with her talent, ite kon tresse cheve en pile. So l'el vin ici, ti komanse a tresse cheve. Mte toujou remen jwe nan cheve, whatever. But once I realized that I was interested in hair was when I saw my sister braiding. She's the one that I follow, my older sister. Ite kon pen an pil moun nan l'église la. Men chakon la pen, toujou la map gade, toujou ap sneak, map gade pou mwen koman fel. And I'm like, wow, because jeune feli is nice. It's like an art. But believe it or not, my first talent was singing. Papa mte moutre m chante depi lem gen 3 ans. So tout moun pense se chante m tap chante. But m toujou fè ti chante mwi, but I don't, you know when they said, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right. Right.
I haven't used it in a while, but I haven't lost it either parce que I use that singing talent avec ti moun l'église yo. So, m fè choral nan l'église la avec the youth. But it really hit me when I was like in middle school, high school. Lè mwen gran sa mwen kap tresse cheve, and I was very interested parce que Jean Noël fait main li, Jean coup de pain lan sorti. You know, I was just like very interested in it. And from there, I commencé pratiquer dans tête moi. Ma fait cheveux pam. Then once I get the hang of it, I décide qu'on y a m'gen tizan mim, commencé à peindre tête tizan mim yo, l'église là ou bien dans l'école là, yo vin là ka la m'a plissé cheveux yo. Et puis sorry sis man, m'prend business non la men.
Man, you cultivated me, carried over.
Right, because lui-même, il va faire un cheveu encore. Il fait cheveux pas lui seulement, but, you know, I guess that talent transfer over to me, you know, because here I am today. Now I own a salon and I'm teaching others how to braid hair and how to do hair as well.
Oh, well, that's a beautiful story. And the fact, the matter that, you know, I think God placed things in the right position, you know, and in the right timing. You know, maybe it wasn't for her to carry on. Maybe it was just for you to see, to be inspired by that. And that, that was a gift. That's where the gift and you cultivate. That's awesome, man. Nikki, what is your thoughts on that as well?
Man, that's impressive. Je pense avec quelques petits jeunes qui dans la même situation, encore une fois, qui juste garder des bagailles. Yo ouais au café, mais yo pas jamais essayer. Ou bien yo quitter le niveau, yo connaît le nom, mais yo pas travailler puis yo arriver sur un terrain côté yo ka exposer talent ça, yo ka fait talent sérieux. Donc j'en dit tout à l'heure, c'est pratiquement travail ça n'a fait là. Un monde qui a talent, qui fait talent ça vient servir. Donc nous voulons exposer ça comme un exemple pour chaque jeune fille, chaque jeune garçon qui a coûté là pour exposer talent tout. So that's very impressive.
Sometimes too, gen des jeunes parents yo un petit genre yo vle faire ça parents expect yo pour yo faire. Like because me m'aller l'école oui, mais ça pas m'te vle pour ma faire l'école là et ba aller me faire. At the end of the day, I did what I wanted to do. Even though they weren't happy about it, même là yo pas content, mais en même temps tout, at the end of the day, mais moins. And to be honest, they're proud of me. You're just by dim, but well. You understand what I'm saying?
You can see the expression. La prête pour sortir dans bouche pareil, c'est spécialement
Yes. Gon le parent t'a parlé avec me dit OK, ou gen shop là, faut de faire attention à conseil des bagages. Me dit that okay, stop. Sauf le dia ou me deal. Say you're proud of me. It's okay. You know, it's his way of saying it. You know, I didn't go, m'pas faire route était tracé pour moi, m'pas point exactement route ça, you know, but at the end of the day, m'rive en côté que, you know, quel content, quel pas content. Vous comprenez? Yeah. So,
and I love what you just said right here, because I think a lot of time I love too that you kind of recognize though that our parents may not be able to express themselves, but you understand how they express themselves. And I think a lot of us, a lot of the youth do not understand how their parents really can, because you know they themselves they didn't have that learning too, or the expression of love, or the expression of like, you know, I'm proud of you. They didn't receive that themselves, so they really don't know how to express it. You don't want sometimes who have to help them, you know, to make that come out of them. And I love that you can see that, and that you see, like, you know, because sometimes we may suppress something and hold something inside, and that's not really true, you know. And you know, I love that. Yeah, really,
one tip I would say, challenge you. Monday, miss how my fair, esco content some fair. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Give them something to think about. You know, I'm doing this, I'm not doing anything bad. Like, okay, I may not be that nurse that you want me to be, but I'm working for myself. And I'm doing okay.
Amen.
I'm not struggling. Now, are you okay with that, Mom? But think about it, okay? Bye. Right. Then you'll see, you know what I mean? Then you'll see if, you know, you'll know when they're proud or not. Mom, here's the funny thing, that she doesn't come out to tell me directly, but she tell other people good things about
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm doing. And then it comes back to me,
Back to-
and I'm
right.
like, okay.
We can't be
Okay.
lying.
Right. Because I want, it makes her feel good to talk about, it makes me feel good too. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back and say anything to her. It just makes me feel good. Like, okay, so she does recognize what I'm doing. She does recognize the things, that's going on in my life right now,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Now you talk about the starting out and how did that, how you get started and how you cultivate the gift, and that's beautiful. And I think as you grow in your gifts, when did you see that talent or the gifts can turn into something that in a business, become a business owner? When did that kind of click and say, okay, this really I can turn this into a business. I can really kind of own my own thing here instead of just doing hair, because there's a lot of people that do hair for just doing hair. And when did you see that talent is something that you can have a platform to really serve others?
When I actually took the leap of faith, when I took the leap of faith, I was working for the school board. I was doing that for 10 years. And at that moment, I felt like I was just working just to work. I wasn't getting any thrill out of it. Like, I didn't feel excited. Chaque comme living on my thing, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to work, and I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to get up and feel good about what I was doing. And what made me feel good was doing hair and helping other people feel good about themselves. Yo entre dans salon, yo chita, they don't feel good. Pour yo même yo senti yo lead, their esteem is low. You comprend? But then let me pay attention. I say, oh my gosh, you look good, girl. Or, I tell the guy, your hair looks great. Or Leo Vini, cheveux yo cassé, mette traitement de, m'parle ensemble avec yo. I let them know I can help them with that. I let them know, Miss O Cafe, pour aider, Miss Sakte cause, stuff like that. And when they leave my chair, seeing them feeling good about themselves, that made me feel good. And I said, I think this is what I want to do, for here on out. And at the same time, I'm making money,
That's a
but
bonus.
at the
That's
end
the
of the
key.
day, right, at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. It was just me being able to play a part in someone's life and helping them feel good about themselves. Because you never know what someone is going through. Because if I sell cheveux, I'm a therapist too. They come and they talk. So it's like being able to have these conversations with my clients. And they can come, it's a safe space, pas aucun jugement dans salon, and pas aucun, tant qu'on mette you comfortable enough, là you vini, you relax, that you're clear. Sa yo vle dia, they can say it, and they know that I'm not the type of person that can go and spread their business, or you know what I mean?
Right.
They feel good when they come and sit down in the chair.
A safe
So
place.
yes, just knowing that I'm able to do that right there just was like, I think this is my calling. This is my calling, and God plays a part in it too. Parce que les ma parle ensemble avec clients yo, they help me as well. Because God works in mysterious ways. I could be going through something, client vient chita nan chaise la, yo di yon bagay that I needed to hear, and myself personally. So, once I saw that, I said, this is my calling. This is it. This is it for me.
That's very good. Ça qui retient attention là, surtout, c'est des gens qui dans situation côté au non travail, j'en a dit aller au lever, yo pas envie aller. Mais yo là pour 20 ans. Pas jamais gon bagay qui fait au lever pour yo ta fond l'autre bagay, tandis que moun ça gen pile bagay qui ka fait en pile l'autre talent. So, je pense que c'est un exemple qui vraiment vivant que nous vivons là pendant na parlé la conversation li fait m'a réfléchir à genre de bagay ça yo. But m'da vraiment connaître est-ce que ou te gon un business qui nous connaît un business haïtien yo en pile surtout dans zone côté là et j'en parlais de salon côté là et pas gagné bad vibe, c'est good vibe lié. Nous connaît haïtien yo surtout yo ka nous pas faire ça pour juger moi yo y a comprendre ça m'a dit de go dans salon c'est la gain tout zin, c'est la gain tout
Right.
c'est là. Mais
Oh.
est-ce que tu as un business haïtien qui t'a influencé parce que nous connaissons down south c'est communauté haïtienne surtout. Est-ce que vous avez un bagage haïtien qui t'a influencé?
To be yes. Lem te kite travay nan school board la, nte travay nan yon salon, on ti dama haïtien te met li. Mte apon nan pil bay nan men li. As far as how to run a business, as far as how to market my business, and as far as making the atmosphere a nice atmosphere pour les clients yo vini. I say that, but everything she did, I'm not going to say everything, but her atmosphere wasn't great. So by her atmosphere being so bad to me, in my opinion, I said, my place is not going to be like that. C'est pas semblé dans salon pa mwen. You know? So, nan salon li, lem te loué chaise nan men li, an pil zin, batay, parlant pil. Oh my God.
You see, I was right. No.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And I said, this is not professional.
Yeah.
This is not professional. Because le client yo vini, gan pil client, gon lin moun, you know, moun yo fè journée nan salon, yo rive nan shop la 9h du matin, 6h ap kite. Why? You know, Konya said, when I have mine is not going to be that way. So I started thinking of a plan on how I can be different from that. You know, how I can be different. That's what inspired me, believe it or not. You would think some bomba guy ki inspire me. No, it was the bad thing that inspired me to do different. Because gen pil salon deyo. What makes mine so different? I had to ask myself that question, you know, and I said, let me think. So I look at all the negatives and I said, that's not what I want. Here's what I want. My clients one-on-one, ba jam gen moun kapton mwen. I time myself. Le ma fè cheve, m calcule combien temps la pou m fè tel coup de peigne. Le m fin avec moun sa, on nous dit un coup de peigne pour 2 heures temps et demi. M konnen 2 heures temps et demi, ma schedule l'autre client nan pi vini nan lè sa. Ou kompren Abdullah? So, l'autre client vini, sam te gen, they're leaving. So there's no waiting. And then make sure tout moun ki travay nan shop mwen, you travay pa appointment only. Parce que I think about myself. Si ma le nan salon, mwive a 9h du matin, pou map kite a 6h nan après-midi, map calcule tout, everything I had to do. Mais sam te ka fe, mais map chita la an ba an dryer, map ton stylist lan pou payem. Ou kompren Abdullah? That wasn't fair. So I said, chaque coup de pain mwen fait, m'a calculé combien de temps la pour me connaître qui est pour me schedule moi dans journée. Vous comprenez?
Je pense que ce que dit là, yo vraiment bien. Ça me remet là-dedans, it's the positive mindset. Like you see something that's not good, and ou pas arrêter là-dedans, ou gagner capacité pour tourner. Parce que mentionner ça, en pile bagay qui fait nous pas vle faire business dans la communauté haïtienne, c'est mauvaise réputation ça yo. N'attendez de business haïtien yo dit non pas sérieux, pas gon haïtien ka di on bagay la, puis dit oui, et puis pour d'accord, oui, assez oui, vrai. Oui, haïtien toujours gon ti nuance là-dedans, ou pas ka fin pour vrai. Donc, même dans le restaurant, comme c'est dans ça, on dit nous pi bon boy ici, même dans le restaurant, ou ordon ti manger là, ou dit, mon dans combien de temps on vient, il dit, ah, m'geta fait lui, ou paraît, ou return pour un bon 45 ou 1 hour. Tout ça, c'est bagay qui a fait, qui a découragé moun pour yo pas faire business, mais ou même, ou un bagay qui pas bon, ou dit, mine gonna be different. Parce que that's a very good mindset. But, question d'avoir posé, l'autre a quitté job ou est-ce qu'on a une garantie que bagay yo t'a pral genre pour aujourd'hui, avec quel courage, ou juste lever quitter et puis, on va faire pas.
M'pat go ken guarantee at all. That was the most scariest thing that I've ever done in my life. Parce que ou connaît, ou habitué travail, ou connaît chaque semaine, ou ap jwen un paycheck, ou ap touche. Mais lo travail pour tête tout, it's like a risk. Donc son risk ou point, you know. So that's the scary thing parce que ou pas connaît sou ap réussi ou bien, you know, qui difficulté ou ka face pour ka réussi, you know. So guarantee m'te gain was God parce que of course m'pas lever m'di okay m'pas travailler I quit. Non, m'te font plan prier sous plan and I gave that plan to God and I asked God if this is your will then tout bagay okay. Mais si pas ça bon Dieu vle pour moi, then okay, fine, m'a accepté. Vous comprenez? So I didn't have a guarantee. And m'te toujours mette dans tête moi que m'pa gen plan B. Seul plan A m'te gen, it's going to have to work no matter what, you know? And plan m'te fait m'camper sous plan like si m'di m'a fait ABC, m'fait A, m'fait B, m'fait C. M'pas changer rien là-dedans parce que make sure m'focus sur chaque bagay m'di m'tap fait l'm'te commencer business moi.
I love it. I love it because the fact that because un pile monde qui essaie APC prend risque dans la vie, you're toujours going they want to lean, if it don't work. And I think when you working on purpose, there's no if or but. You just have to move forward. And I love it. I love it that that you have a set of focus. And même si tu connais risque dans business, même si tu connais tout ça, but when you going for purpose, you have to take a leap of faith. And I think that it won't have a guarantee. It's only what you just mentioned, which I love a lot. It's only gonna be the promises of God at the end of the day. And you have to kind of hold to that, and you have to lean onto that and rely on that promise, and not the proof of your business gonna work, not the proof of having and that's what faith is. It's not having the proof, or not having the evidence, but what the promises of God is within you. Yeah. I love it.
Another thing too, m'kembe nan tête moi, I think there was a book on Living Tap Lee, and it always said, plan B, c'est tant qu'on doute plan A. Vous commencez à Abdullah?
Yeah.
So, m'bat jam di, et ça fait m'te toujours mette dans tête moi, I only have plan A, m'ba gen plan B. Parce que si m'chita m'di, well, m'gen plan A, mais m'gen plan B too, oui. Vous comprenez? C'est tant qu'on wap doute plan A. Parce que vous connaissez ou toujours un bagay to fall back on, ou pas tellement travail as hard, focus sur sauver. Vous comprenez, Abdullah? So that's one thing that kept me going. I always said, I'm going to focus on, there is no plan B. This is it. And if it's not it, God is going to let me know that it's not it. And then I say, okay, so.
That's awesome.
That's great. On connaît ou pas juste voler pour arriver côté gain tout ton parcours ou passé et Jean Abdou pas de garantie que bagay yo t'a pour aller comme ça pour dans chemin ou fait face avec un pile difficulté, a lot of challenges. M'pa connait est-ce qu'a mentionné quelques challenges côté joindre côté rivon côté te faut dire ou quoi c'est ça m'da doit faire vrai.
one thing that happened in my journey that I am grateful for. Lemte kite salon kote m travay, the bad salon I was telling you about earlier. M deside pour yon suite. On suite, c'est un coup like on ti salon tout petit. It's like a small space, maybe 102 square foot, you can say. And for them to pay place là, chaque semaine, almost $300 chaque semaine. Now, me mwen, ma commencé build my clients. M'pas tellement gen on nice flow of clients. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. It's gonna work. My market, my promote business na pou m'ka jeune moun, pou m'ka paye. At the same time too, m'gen kay pou m'paye, m'gen globe, m'gen lumière, m'gen tout bay sa yo pou m'paye. Now mon extra bill, $300 par semaine pour me payer place là. M'te loué place là nan men yon juif. And I was struggling so much pour me payer $300 ça par semaine. And m'di, okay, Lord, comment m'poy faire ça, bon Dieu? Parce que faut de me payer blanc $300 li chaque semaine, and they don't play about their money. And m'te di kon ça, c'est ça m'vle faire. This is what I feel like my calling is. And I know that God is not going to leave me hanging. You know what? I'm just going to go to the owner and I'm just going to tell him the truth. I took a deep breath and the okay, Lord. Listen, I'm building my clientele. At the time, I was going through a divorce. And I was struggling with my 2 kids. I have rent to pay. I have all of this stuff to pay. To buy it. And I told him, this is what I really want to do. I really want to do this business, but I'm struggling right now to pay you the $300 every week. I prayed about it. I told him, I prayed about it. And I just felt like just coming to you to tell you the truth. Whatever happens, happens. You know what he said to me? He said, Cathy, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to pay me right now. Low plan income tax, wapi. I was like,
that's an intervention right here.
Wow.
I was like,
Amen.
What? He said, don't worry about it. His name was Peter. Till this day, maybe for like 4 or 5 months, $1. Mais any little extra money that I have, toujours make sure mette in an envelope and I give it to him because I didn't want him to feel like I was taking advantage of the situation. Vous comprenez?
Yeah.
Because I know c'est bon Dieu que t'es fait. Vous comprenez, Abdullah? So I'm not going to just take advantage of it. So I said, any little extra money I have, to the okay, Peter, but here's something just to, show you that this is what I really want to do. And once I did the income tax, as soon as I got that money, I went on ahead and I gave it to him. And ever since, like, we've been great. But because I grew my business, I had to leave that small space because I needed a bigger space. Itamuri, he wanted me to stay so bad. But as a businessman, he understood where I was coming from. So, that was an obstacle where I couldn't pay the place. And, it worked out. Another obstacle I had, I opened up the first salon that I had. I opened it with a business partner. And when you're in a partnership, you both should be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, nous tenon même pas joué, mais après un petit temps, I felt like we were going in separate directions. And that was hard for me because I was like, I want her to come with me. I want us to grow together. Let's go. Vous comprenez? Mais côté m'te à moi-même mentally and spiritually and business-wise, she wasn't quite there. So I had to pray and say, okay, God, I really wanted this business, but apparently being in a partnership is not working right now. She's not a bad person. So I am nothing like that. It's just, I saw things bigger and further, and she was still stuck where we were at. She was okay with, staying in the same space, but I wanted more, So having to tell her that we have to split up, that was hard for me as well. That was really hard. That was an obstacle because I don't know, I just felt like I was leaving her hanging, Parce que I love people. Moi, me aide moun. Depuis on moun ap avancé, si m'a pas avancé, we in this together. Si moi m'a pas avancé, m'vle pou vin ensemble avec tout. Comprendre?
Right.
But si moun nan pas tellement vle ou bien ou pas ouais the motivation que tu vle aller tout. So it's like, what do? Because m'pa vle at the end of the day pou gonti resentment. So I said, you know what? I just have to make the choice and say, okay, I'm going to have to just go by myself, So that was another obstacle. There's a lot of obstacles. I have a small salon. I have 4 chaises. I have 4 chaises. I have chaise pour faire zong as well. Now, in order for the business to be successful, for them jeune moun, pour louer chaise, pour travail, vous comprenez? So, chercher moun pour travail, chercher moun qui motivated enough pour vle travail. Vous comprenez, Abdullah? He shared the same passion that I have. That's another struggle. So it's not easy, but if you stand on faith, you'll be okay. God will send the right circumstance to you in order for it to work out.
Yon nan bagay m retenu la, c'est la foi ou, parce qui montre, qui paraît visible dans tout struggle ça yo. Si les situations ont été arrivées devant ou des juste by vague, we never know, ou on doit pas de côtoyer là aujourd'hui.
Right.
But ou d'accord faire bonne confiance pour la fois où mettre le devant et pour marcher d'elle, parce que c'est son exemple que nous avons copié sur lui, nous-mêmes captons de là, nous sommes reliés avec mon captant de, ou pas juste tendre et puis s'arrêter là. Toujours garder ça cap dit est-ce qu'on bagaille qu'on a relié avec, parce que c'est vraiment important. So, parce que un peu bagaille dit là, Mr. J.
A lot. I think a lot.
Yes.
I think a lot, man. And I love it. I love it, the fact that, because again, nous là pour nous dire ça que nous pensons, nous hopefully somebody can carry it over and get something from it. And one thing that, you say, Cathy, that really kind of stuck there is, as far as for understanding when to move on. It's important. It's important, especially when you're doing a business. It's important to understand, okay, not everybody is your responsibility. Not everybody you're supposed to serve. Now it's not everyone is your assignment. It's not and there's a place in the process of business, or even the process of life, you have to kind of leave. You got to leave people behind. It's not that they probably, just like you mentioned, bad people, anything else. It's just like where God is going with you, and he already have somebody else for you. It won't be the same crowd. When you're growing, it will never be the same crowd. Right. And because growth is seasonal, so it will be different season, and your growth, then you will see a different crowd. And again, if I'm when I'm business I see too, again, if we do we make this big mistake in keeping people, and that's not fit for the season. And that can derail a business, that can derail a person, that can mess you up mentally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. And I love that you noticed that. It's not that, you have to make a step forward. And that step, the vision that you had, it wasn't not her vision. Because un pile de fois, n'a mette des visions qui différents ensemble. Et des fois, ça pas travailler. Et c'est ça qui crée un partnership. That for me, I loved it. I love it because un pile monde pas reconnaître ça.
No, they don't. Because, and another thing too, Leo dit soit font bagay, keep it to yourself, be silent. I believe in it. They say move in silence. I believe in it, but at the same time too, you should know who to talk to and who not to talk to. You know, gon say de moun ki nan la vie, gon you know, gen de moun ou konen ki es kapitil ou ki es ki papitil ou. Paske lem te nan situation, m'gon zanmim, nou zanmi, nou te kon travay ensemble, but not really, nou pas close, mais my spirit led me to talk to her about that situation. Gon ba ite dim kon sa, I'm struggling because m'pe pou m'fè business lan pou kont mwen by myself. Lem te ouvri premier salon mwen, when I say m'pa travay tankou nan lot salon, but when I decided to open up my brick and mortar, m'te ouvri like moun nan. And before then, lem te nan ti suite lan, si telman I was struggling lem pou m'paye mesya, m'te même chachon moun pou travay nan suite la ensemble avem pou edem avek bil yo. Ou kom sa m'dou la, but then moun nan pat ka keep up, you know. Kon ya lem ap explike zanmim nan sa, idim kon sa, that mean bon di abdou pou fel pou kontou. Se pe ou pe pou fel pou kontou. So, now, pou soti nan situation, what are you gonna do? Ou vle travay avek moun from here on out pou ap struggle, ou bien, vision ou genyan, eske l wap fel pou kontou? You get what I'm saying? So when she said that to me, it made a huge difference. And it made me understand that this is my journey alone. You know, it ba tout journey pou fè pou kontou, but on say de bagay, you should work with people, but there's other things too where it has to be just you.
Yeah.
You know,
I love it, man. One thing I want to add to that before Nikki, man, I just love this because just like, you know, we are a platform that based biblically. We doing this so to kind of push the word out in any way that we can to inspire, to change in the mindset and things like that. Even when you see Abraham had to go alone before God gave him somebody else next to him. So a lot of time we try to take on there because through the process that you mentioned that Nikki had asked about the obstacle that you went through the process, there's pain. Only you have to feel that pain. There's hurt. Only you have to experience that hurt. You cannot bring somebody to experience that pain and the hurt because it's only God placed that pain and the hurt just to shape your character. Your pain and the hurt that you go through life is unique to your purpose. And sometimes we try to bring people alongside to feel what we feel. But no, it's just for you, for your purpose. It's for you, for that vision. That's, you know, I love it. Love it. Yeah. Nikki, bro.
Moi, cher, si nou abrete nan konversasyon la, li vraiment entertain.
Right.
Si nou abrete la, nan ap fè tout soare ya. Fok nou gade koman nou ka pase pi vite. More vraiment modest. You don't want to say too much about what you've done. I understand. And ou pap dako dito que ou fè un gros succès, mais nous même qui te wè comment tap commencé, qui connaît kek nan sa wap di la yo, nou connaît wap goûter succès la.
I'm grateful though. I am.
That's great. Mda anvi mando ki long-term goal ki koto vle rive e ki esko vle inspire de moun nan kominote a, parce mkonon ke pou kominote haïtienne nan, esko vle inspire ki long-term goal?
One of my long-term goal is to inspire women and men, but particularly women, to stand and think about themselves and what they want in their own lives. You understand? Mm-hmm. So me coming from a Haitian background where I was married and, you know, I went through a divorce, and they always tell us when you're married, you think about your family, you have to work to take care of your family, you know, all of that. But then at the end of the day, is it something that you want you want for yourself. Like, okay, you're married, you're in the marriage, but are you happy with you? And are you okay with what you have going on for yourself? And no matter what situation that you're in, and let's say it's a bad situation, you're able to get out of that situation. You're able to be successful. You're still able to do what you want to do and not worry about what everyone else thinks of you and how things should be or shouldn't be. I really want to work with Women in Distress. Women in Distress is an organization that helps women that are either through domestic violence or homeless, or, I want to work with them. That's one of my goals, where I partner with them to inspire other women to, to remind them that they're still okay. Like, they're still able to do what they want to do in life. They're not stuck where they are. I mentor other stylists. Again, lot mesdames that I hire to work in the salon and motivate you too. Parce que I have a new hire, actually. She has a business where she sells shoes. And I'm like, okay, you do hair, that's fine, but bring your shoes to the salon. Keep running your business. If you don't want to work for people, I want to be able to inspire you, to remind you that you can do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be afraid. We're going to make a plan. Let's sell these 2 shoes. The money you make from those 2 shoes, we're going to buy 2 more shoes. We're going to buy 4 shoes. Let's buy those 4 shoes. We sell those 4 shoes. The money we make from that, you understand? We're going to buy more than that. You understand? To turn it around. Let's go. It's okay. Don't be afraid when you don't have money. It'll work out. Go buy social media. Social media, that's how I got my business to boom. That's where I got most of my clients. Social media.
It's booming. It's booming.
When I tell you, on seul coup de pain moins fait, me paye tête on dame, me font crochet dans tête li. I posted on my social media, and from there, going époque, c'est seul crochet me fait, and I'm like, wait, me fait l'autre coup de pain too, oui, mesdames, because everybody kept asking me for the same hairstyle, and once I started sharing the other things that I do, my business just continued to grow. I just, like I said, one of my long-term goals is to be able to motivate other women and, other men and women, to let them know that if you have a talent and if it's something that you love to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Make a plan, see how it'll work for you, and do it. It will work. It will work.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. As let me put this in right here. As you talk about inspiring others and making a change there, and where you can your long-term goal. Mother's Day, I would say Mother's Day is right around the corner, and not too far from there. A quote that I see that you post on your page, I think is by you. You said, "I still have goals," which what you was talking about, that I'm working towards, and I know that being an example, as my father was to me, my daughters and others will be empowered to do this.
Yeah.
Now, what impact did your father have on you to be the person that you are today, having the conviction and the confidence to pursue your dreams?
Well, my dad, he always told me his story when he first came from Haiti and coming to the United States. A part of his story that really hit me was when he came from Haiti and he got a job, he travaillé pour $2.50 per hour. Can you imagine? $2.50?
I'm telling you, man.
That's crazy. And to think, at $2.50, he fait 3 timounisit. You understand? I'm the firstborn in the United States, but I know it wasn't easy for him. So his perseverance, his faith, all that was an impact for me, because I sit and think, you started from $2.50. You send for your wife to come from Haiti to come here. When you send for your wife, you had 3 American kids to take care of. No high school education. no college education. Abdullah, that's big.
Oh yeah.
If he can do that, and then he sent for my other 2 older sisters from Haiti. Okay. And then we were in an apartment. Then finally, you know, we got this house. And it's like, wow. And then to see my dad retire and he has nothing to show for it. That's
Yeah.
so it's my job for me to be that result from all that hard work. So when I say he has nothing to show for it, you know what I mean? Technically, like physically or monetarily, he has nothing to show for it. But me doing what I'm doing right now is what his result of his hard work is.
Amen.
You know, because they come from Haiti, they work hard, and then I have to do the same thing that they were doing, work hard just the same way. No, I want to break that cycle. I want to break that cycle. Technically, when I think about it, I think I am the first in the family to be an entrepreneur.
You have broken the cycle. You're talking about you think you want to break the cycle. You're not breaking the cycle. You broke that cycle.
Yeah.
Nikki Shenkapkasi.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just realized that. I should have been thought about that. I am. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. And to follow up on that question for Nikki's, go ahead and take care of the rest here. And how do you now we talking about you on the impact that your father had on you. Now you have your daughters that looking up to you. What legacy or what you would want them to learn from what you're doing, or you pursuing your dreams right now, you pursuing your purpose? What lesson or what legacy that you will want them to see or want them to learn from what you're doing right now?
They have to put in the work to get to where they need to be. That's it. Long as they focus and they put in the work to where they want to be. That's it. One thing I always say, one thing my kids can say is, mommy work hard to get to where she wants or get to where she is, you know? And also I want them to also learn that they don't have to work for the man. You know, it's not mandatory, you know, do what you love.
There it is.
If this is what you love, do it. I support you. You know, I don't want to dictate what they should be or where they should be or how they should do it. I made a path for them as far as showing them, because I always tell them, I said, did I ever tell y'all I love my job? I always tell them that. I love what I do. They're like, okay, mom, yes, you told us that yesterday. Yeah, I just want you guys to make sure that when I wake up in the morning, I love what I do. I am happy to get up and say, I'm going to work. I don't dread coming to work. I could be tired because I overwork, but I love what I do. I really do. I love my job.
That's the key. That's key.
Yeah, vraiment intéressant. Là, on regarde des gens, ou d'histoire papa yo impacté yo. Bah, c'est son challenge pour nous ici pour nous expliquer timon yo et qui côté nous sorti men, parce que quand pile fois yo ka ouais mais yo pas comprendre, mais l'on parler, you tell them exactly tout process yo, bah c'est li font impact. Et Cathy cap exposé et cap bon outil exposition ça là, je pense qui vraiment bien. Même quand on est dans tout business, tout ça va entreprendre et l'on fait face avec challenge ou gain côté pour aller ou gain de monde que you look up to. Est-ce qu'on gagne des mentors? Est-ce qu'on gagne de monde qui bon conseil? L'on pas comprendre un bagage ou bon consulter?
Yes, I do. I do. My mentor now, her name is Dr. Kari. She's in California. Her story is almost like mine. And I relate to her story because I can see myself in her, and what she's doing right now is very inspiring to me because she motivates other stylists to do more for their business. And she teach them, you know, all the opportunities that there are out here in this industry to be successful. People that I go to for, she's my mentor, so I ask her for advice a lot. I have another stylist that works here with me. She's a really good friend of mine. She helps me out a lot too. I have my brand strategist. I have a team of people. My
That's
sister,
great.
That's great. Yeah.
my sister, who's my assistant, she helps me keep my brain at ease because as an entrepreneur, most of the work is on you. So you have to have a team of people around you where you can delegate certain jobs to kind of help you stay sane. Because if not, you're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
My sister, she's one of the biggest helps in my life. She's here if you want to say hi, Vincia, real quick. Her name is Vincia. You can pop in real quick so they can see you. She's my assistant. She helps me get my schedule together so that I don't overwork myself. Even with today, she's here. She's here and like, okay, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Make sure you're on point.
Right. She makes sure I'm on point. My brand strategist, she's the one that helped me with my brand, how people see me, on the internet, my website, how I expose my business. She helps me with that. I have mentors in every aspect of the business because you can't do everything by yourself. You really can't. And I want to say too, you'll know when the right person is there to help you out and not take advantage. Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah, raison fait me poser question ça parce que me connais il y a un pile moun les a commencé when they are blocked, they just give up.
Right.
Yo pas chercher et garder qui ça bon Dieu mette dans entourage ou bien quelque part d'autre puis aller puis yo joindre motivation ou bien puis yo joindre ça nécessaire puis yo continuer avec business là. Donc je pense que c'est important parce que mot ça on dit là yo vraiment encourager ou mon capitaine.
Yeah, gen pil research pou fè tou nan business ou ye. For do research koman yo market business lan, for the research koman, how to run the business itself. Ou ka fè cheve, yes, but do you know how to run a salon? Ou kompwen? It's not just about fè cheve. You can get someone pou edo pou moutro koman pou fè cheve when it comes to that. But then pou run business lan, that's a whole nother thing. Accountant, that's a whole nother thing. To manage the money for the business. How do you pay yourself? How do you, know what money goes where? I just learned accounts receivable and accounts payable. When I only had like this one bank account for the business, and I learned that you have to have another account to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. If I didn't have her, I would have no idea. And then I'm like, how do I pay myself? Because I don't have a paycheck. So there's certain things you have to research, and put yourself, you have to network too. You have to be able to network. Pas just rete on sel kote mande zanmi, whatever. No. Mette tatou in different situations. Join business clubs. Join business groups. There's a lot of business groups on Facebook. A lot of business groups, a lot of organizations that you can find. There's one called BPN, Black Professional Network. I joined that organization and it was helpful. There was lawyers, there was accountants, CPAs. I mean, every professional that you can think of, they were in that group. And whenever they have meetings, they have different discussions and different things that they talk about when it comes to business. And you'll learn a lot. Like I said, when you're like, Leno said, when you're growing, you have your environment change. Mm-hmm. So you have to be okay with changing your environment to learn different things in order for your business to be successful.
Great. Perfect. Parce que un petit commentaire m'ka fait rapide vite avant ou prend Renaud, c'est que l'on pas voulu changer environnement comme ça, c'est li pas jouer en faveur parce que en
Right.
pile erreur nous fait nous-mêmes comme haïtiens surtout nous voulons avancer mais nous toujours été dans le même niveau. Saison a changé sur nous mais nous pas changé entourage nous ça bon côté nous. Bah c'est networking est vraiment important pour faire partie de monde qui dans le même domaine avec eux. Aller dans business meeting on connaît avec Corona, on pile ba vient changer ba yo plus online qu'on y a. So
Yeah.
rentrer dans groupe yo Zoom meeting, bah
Yep.
c'est vraiment bien de très bons conseils wa ba là.
Yeah. I couldn't agree anymore, man, because I think Jean Cathy mentionné, man. I think on pile business coco bit because of lack of education or lack of wine to not lack of knowledge. Even the good Bible say, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I'm feeling probably
Right.
because one of the key words I like is understanding and having understanding and wisdom. You know, wisdom is basically knowing how to apply what you know. Understanding because you can go to school and learn something, but you don't understand it. If you don't understand it, you won't be able to apply it. So I think a lot on business coco be parce que manque d'éducation. On pile business haïtien, I would say, because they don't want to take the extra step of being uncomfortable. And I think once you don't want to take that extra step to be uncomfortable, you will never see really that your destiny.
Right.
That's the growth that Cathy is talking about here for those who are listening to. You have to be able to take that extra step. Ou par exemple, extra pas pour arriver en côté ou uncomfortable, ou pas confortable même. Ou pour puis c'est là où je viens vraiment succès. Non sens. Et I think that's the key. Et tant qu'on we bring it to an end here. I would ask this question. I think you mentioned it, but I wanted a bit more clarity on that. You know, everyone have a why they wake up every morning. You know, you have the business, you have there's something that drives your determination, your dedication, your commitment to the business. There's something there that drive those things that even though you wake up, you're tired, like you mentioned, you might overwork yourself the day prior, but there's a commitment there, there's a determination. What drive those factors in your life, your commitment?
Being able to help people feel better about themselves. Being able to be a part of that journey that the person is going through, because you never know what someone is going through. And just some café dans tête moun nan kon sa, oh my God, it means the world to them. Si tellement mwen moun, mwen ede moun, I just want to be able to be a part of it. It makes me feel good to be a part of that person's journey of, feeling better and having more confidence in themselves and inspiring them. Just being able to inspire others. That's my motivation.
Beautiful. Nikki?
Yeah. J'en annoncé là, n'a mettons fin.
Man, this was good today. I wish we can keep going.
I know. I want to go.
We could go, man. No, me and Nikki, man, we might end up talking the whole night.
I know. Yeah, I'll keep on telling to myself, we gotta finish this. But,
I know.
On challenge, je pense qui vraiment grand pour monde qui sorti Haïti, qui gagne des talents, mais qui besoin entrer dans la market ici. Je pense que c'est un bon exemple pour ta ba un petit conseil sur comment pour mon yo market tête parce que nous vini nous rete dans cadre haïtien seulement. Even me, I would take the blame for doing music. I feel like I could go farther if I could market myself a little bit different. So d'après mais ou ba un petit mot encouragement ou bien un petit conseil comment moun sa ou ka extend what they doing. M'pa konnen ki clientèle pour gagner, mais pour pas arrêter dans cadre haïtien seulement. How do you do that?
Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. M'te toujours dit m'pa faire business pour haïtien, m'fais business for everybody. And in order to do that, I have to stand my ground and I have to know my worth. If I didn't understand my worth, I probably wouldn't have, I wouldn't be where I am today. And even now, I'm still, pushing through that. I know my worth. It's just, I have to stand my ground. Now, for those that want to expand outside of their comfort zone, you have to be uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable, then you're not growing. You're not growing. So you have to really put yourself out there. Be uncomfortable. Because honestly, like right now, being in front of the camera is new for me. And speaking, public speaking, I do a little here and there, but because this is my passion, this is new for me. It's uncomfortable for me, but I have to force myself to do it in order for my business to grow. I had a public speaking engagement na FIU a couple months ago. Première fois m'aller dans collège pour m'y parler avec college students about entrepreneurship. Man, that was crazy for me because I've never done it before, and I had to push myself to do it, to do something different, to talk about my passion, to talk about my work, to talk about my why in order for my business to grow. I did it. Now I have people from everywhere calling me, wanting to come into the salon because I took that step. Being in front of the camera, now I record myself, and I show my face. But they want to know who's Cathy, who's the person that's styling. You understand? So I had to show myself, be present in front of the people that I want to support my business in order for it to grow. So you have to be uncomfortable. That's the key word in order for your business to grow.
That's great. Mon cher, Jean nous dit, li yon ti Jean sad pour nous aller.
I know.
Mais m'passe nous tellement dit des bagages qui important là. Nous tellement apprendre des bagages. M'passe n'a quitté interview ça ou bien une conversation ça sur une good note, but yon n'a bagay qui vraiment a été dans l'esprit là, c'est gens ou prend step yo. Gens ou te gagne ou pas juste gagne vision pour chita ou dormir rêver vision, but ou travail pour arriver non point koto ka pi close. En pile business haïtien ou gagne 10-20 ans, yo été dans même petit boîte là, yo pas jamais grandi. Même pas c'est oui, c'est vrai. Yo pas faire l'autre, yo pas ouvrir l'autre bagaille l'autre côté ouais. Mon nan djou la faire business dans communauté pour 20-30 ans, mais il gagne même petit boîte là même côté a. Pas grand ken rénovation qui fait. Bon c'est une bagaille que nous tirer après-midi a. Sous bagan on va ajouter encore Renaud. D'ajustement de Ruben, bah quelques mots encouragement avant nous aller.
I would say, before we leave though, and I would say definitely for where people can find you, Cathy, where, I know your Instagram, and we will put the link, but I would like you yourself to say different, we may miss certain places. Let the audience, let the listeners know where they can find you to go to your salon and visit and get their hair done and get that scalp work done and make sure they look good and their self-esteem is all up, man. Where they can find you.
Even if they need therapy too.
Oh yeah, they need that therapy. Yeah, man. And we're in a season, we need therapists, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We need therapists, yeah.
Well, you can find me on my website. That's napstylez.com, napstylez.com, or on my IG, napstylez_by Cathy. That's on IG. Facebook, Napstylez by Cathy. Everything is Napstylez by Cathy. Facebook, Instagram. Oh, I just recently got TikTok. So I'm on
Great.
TikTok now. TikTok is Napstylez TV. Okay, once you look up Napstylez TV, you'll find me there as well. Or you can
tweet. You know,
no
Twitter.
back tweet. Mboko na tweet.
Why not
That's too many things to keep up with.
Tell you.
I also have the salon page. My personal page is Napstylez_ by Cathy. That's IG. And then I have the salon page where you can see my other stylists, my nail tech, everybody else. That IG page is the Napstylez Salon. Okay, that's on IG, the Napstylez Salon. Okay. And if you need me, you can call to speak to my assistant or me, 954-248-9458. The address to the salon is 6731 Sunset Strip, Sunrise, Florida, 33313. I am here for you, okay? For your hair and scalp needs. We do braids, we do sewing, we do haircuts, we do dreads, nous fait tout. We do manicures, pedicure, everything you need, you'll find it here. Only we just don't do barber, but you know, everything you need, you'll find it here.
There it is. There it is. Again, this was Cathy. You know, it was an honor again, Cathy, to have you. I think
It
a
was
lot
a
of people.
pleasure.
Exactly. A lot of people, a lot of listeners can take a lot from Cathy. She, like Nikki mentioned, she got up, she did it, and she continue to kind of excel at what she's doing. It was a beautiful conversation. I hope this episode can get somebody up from where they're sitting and go ahead and pursue purpose and go ahead and cultivating their gifts and talents. Again, it was a pleasure. Have a blessed and peaceful day. God bless.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome.
Sak nan Panse'w.
Tan pri, abonne ak nou sou Apple Podcast, iTunes, Google Podcast, etc. Merci.